Welcome, everyone. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Ms. Sheldon, will you please call the roll for us?
Mayor Holly Berry.
Here.
Vice Mayor Stephanie Dalton.
Here.
Commissioner Jamie Fairbanks Harvey.
Here.
Commissioner Pete Phillips.
Present.
And Commissioner Katie Wilkinson.
For today's invocation, please join me in a moment of silence to reverently collect our thoughts, pray, and ready ourselves for this meeting and the duties to which we have been called. Thank you. Mr. Grannon, will you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business is consideration of the minutes for approval or correction for the September 3rd, 2024 work session. Any corrections? If not, do I have a motion to approve as written?
So moved.
We have a motion from Commissioner Phillips. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next, the minutes for the September 3rd, 2024 commission meeting. And do I have any corrections? How about a motion to approve as written?
I'll move.
We have a motion from Vice Mayor Dalton. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Finally, the minutes for the September 3rd, 2024 beer board meeting. Any corrections? A motion to approve as written.
So moved.
A motion from Commissioner Phillips. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Vice Mayor Dalton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. For my mayor's report today, I wanted to make sure everybody knew about a slew of events we have coming up later this week. We have a very busy city staff. Our next Food Truck Friday will be this Friday, September 20th from 5:30 to 8:30 in Red Bank City Park. Music will be by Terry Renee Trio, and food trucks will include Johnny Poppers, America Runs on Pizza, Chattatator, Food Vibes, Culturelicious, and Ripecci's Real Italian Gelato. On Saturday, the day opens with Stringer's Branch cleanup from 10 a.m. To 12:30. Meet at Be Caffeinated at 3601 Dayton Boulevard to get supplies and refreshments. We will disperse in groups to various parts of the city. Closed-toed shoes, long pants, weather-appropriate clothing, sunscreen, bug spray, and a refillable water bottle are recommended. If you have empty used bags such as pet food, cat litter, feed bags, potting soil, etc., please bring them to put trash in. At 12:30, return to Be Caffeinated to return the supplies, enjoy more refreshments, and then consider walking a block away for a community engagement workshop for the small area study of the former Red Bank Middle School site. Stop by 3715 Dayton Boulevard, also known as the former Red Bank Middle School, also known as the former Red Bank High School, also known as that big empty field with steps going to nowhere if you have not been around Red Bank that long, between the hours of 12 and 2, and you will have the opportunity to learn the results of our public surveys so far and further define your dream scenario for the 12-acre site with a hands-on design activity. Food and drink options will be available for purchase from Clever Ale House and free frozen pops from local Paletas while supplies last. We want to make sure to hear from as many residents as possible, so please come if you can and weigh in on this 100-year decision for our community. Then, next week, Oktoberfest will be September 28th from 11 to 4 at Red Bank City Park, hosted by Clever Ale House, Be Caffeinated, Pizzeria Cortile, and Meeting House. I wanted to share in light of a lot of news stories we've been seeing and some safety alerts we've seen in Hamilton County schools to make sure everybody was aware of a program called Safe Store Tennessee. This provides free cable locks for safe firearm storage. Safe firearm storage saves lives. As a responsible gun owner, the safe storage of your firearm is your responsibility. The free cable lock from the Tennessee Department of Safety and Homeland Security can secure most shotguns, rifles, pistols, and revolvers. Request your free cable lock at Chattanooga Red Bank Driver Services Center right here in Red Bank. Could not be more convenient at 4873 Dayton Boulevard during regular business hours. You can call to confirm cable lock availability before visiting. And finally, the next Red Bank Community Food Pantry is Thursday, September 19th from 4:30 to 6 p.m. You can sign up to volunteer at their sign-up genius at redbankfoodpantry.org. And next we have our report from Vice Mayor Dalton.
Thank you, Mayor. Welcome, everyone. The mayor covered most of the things that I had on my report, but I just wanted to start off saying that I'm really thrilled about the popularity of our library card pilot program. The mayor and I have been advocating for this program since our first budget cycle in 2021, and I'm so grateful that we were able to get it voted into the budget this year. But also, thank you to our community donors, HGH Construction, Rise Partners, and River City Physical Therapy for helping us get these first 100 library cards sponsored and registered to Red Bank neighbors in less than 3 business days. In case you missed it in the work session, Director Johnson announced that we did release 20 more library cards that were all automatically taken up by 20 members of our community who were already on a wait list. But we are working on additional community donors so that we can release more library cards in the future. Don't forget that the voter registration deadline for the November 5th election is Monday, October 7th. You can check on and update your voter registration at govotn.gov. In case you missed it, our wonderful Red Bank neighbors, Justin and Amanda Jo Bennett, who already own 2 businesses here in Red Bank, Pizzeria Cortile and Restoration Salon, announced that they will be opening a new sit-down restaurant in the coming months at what was supposed to become the new Mojo Burrito at 3512 Dayton Boulevard. And I just want to say thank you to Justin and Amanda Jo for believing in Red Bank and for continuing to invest in the town we all love calling home. And then lastly, this Friday at 7 p.m., our Red Bank Lions will be playing their homecoming game against Signal Mountain. And I hope to see you all there. Thank you.
Next we have our report from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey.
Bless you.
Thank you. I need it.
Bless you. From the Hamilton County Election Commission, again, the website, you'll learn about the November 5th election, register to vote, register to work as a precinct worker, absentee voting, early voting dates, and candidates running for office. As Vice Mayor Dalton mentioned, homecoming, Red Bank Lions compete at Red Bank this Friday. So you can get your dinner at Food Truck Friday and then get to the stadium to celebrate Red Bank's homecoming. Then followed the next Friday, September 27th, is with Cleveland. So bring your Red Bank pride to cheer for the Lions. Start time is 7 o'clock. Red Bank Middle will play at Eastridge Middle on the 26th. And then, the 19th at 6 o'clock. And then East Ridge on Thursday, September 26th at Hunter Middle. There will be an added excitement to our city with the Ironman competition bike riding through the Highway 27 on Sunday, September 29th in the late morning, early afternoon. These people are machines. They are awesome. So after they have been swimming 2 miles downtown, they get out of the water and aboard their bikes, and it's 3 loops through Red Bank to Soddy Daisy and back through our city. So if you can take a chair, I did talk to one of the police officers. He's very excited to be up front with the cyclists that will be in the lead. And it is an awesome experience to just watch these folks. Then they get off the bike and go run. It's incredible. I want to showcase the printing expressions on Dayton Boulevard, 4224 Dayton Boulevard. Charity Horton is the owner. She offers a multitude of promotional products. Stop by and see this for yourself. It was brought to my attention that Leslie, our faithful recycling attendant was notified of an encouraging letter complimenting her care and attention to our recycling center. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. She is the boss. When you take your recyclables to the center, you see a neighbor, make a compliment about the center. Her faithfulness is unbelievable to the responsibility. She is a keeper. There are 2 Red Bank events to anticipate, being Red Bank Community Fair on Tuesday, October 29th from 5 to 7. Also, Mr. Johnson from the high school said it's going to be some trick or treating. It's outside on the field. So it's very much like what was indoor with community partners and college campuses, college representatives being outside, but the kids get to trick or treat. The other reminder is the Red Bank Christmas Festival and Parade, Saturday, December 14th from 3 to 8 for shopping, eating, and fun. See the website for vendor and parade information. And lastly, the next and last 2024 Listen and Learn will be October 21st at Sabor from 6 to 7. That's enough. My speaking. Thank you very much.
Next, we have our report from Commissioner Phillips.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming. I hate to even get into this, but I keep seeing the little tax signs out there on the thing. So I done some research. I went back on 3 properties here. On our first tax increase that we done 10% or whatever that's on the thing over there, my taxes actually went down on 2 of my properties over $150 because the assessment, when it come down and we raised 10%, there was a get there. Now my house, it did not. However, through it all being told, my taxes for my house is $1,034. That's $80 a month. And for that, I don't have to own a pickup truck because I have curbside pickup. They can get my trash. They'll take out my brush. We got police, fire protection, a professionally trained fire. And, no kidding. One of my friends is a captain of the Chattanooga Police, and he says, I always like going when we go to Red Bank because they're fighting the fire. They're already in there. They know what they're doing. They're professionally trained. And, we don't have a volunteer fire department. We have a professionally trained fire department. And they're there for your worst day of your life. And for $80 a month, I think that's a pretty good deal going, I've also heard that, if we raise the taxes, well, the businesses will be out of our community. Since we've done that, I've looked at all the storefronts. They're all filling up. The old Shoney's is going to get somebody in there. The Lenny's is coming. I believe they have the Advanced Financial, which is one of those things that we don't like. It's gone. Where the Topless Auto place is going, there's the Alatina restaurant. Oh, I did that wrong, didn't I? Anyway, we got a restaurant there, and it's to me, it's just like this place is blowing up, And then as far as being overtaxed, we're 25% cheaper than Chattanooga, and we have the pickleballs, play dog, the dog park, the playground, nectar trails. I mean, to me, it's really, and in addition to that, we've also had our investments that we put into our city for our multimodal, our plans, our parks plan. These are all sets us up to be a professional city. And maybe some people don't like that, but I kind of dig it. But I appreciate your time and thank you for your patience. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Commissioner Wilkinson is absent today, so next we will have a report from our city manager, Mr. Martin Granum.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We recently received Barge's recommendations for some midterm safety improvements at the intersection of Morrison Springs and Dayton Boulevard, which includes placement of Jersey barriers. Director Greg Tate, Operations Supervisor Ricky Reeves, and Engineering Tech Nate Hall plan to do a site visit before the end of the week to determine sizes and any other considerations for their placement. Following up on Commissioner Jamie Fairbanks Harvey, the Ironman Chattanooga will be coming to Highway 27 as it passes through Red Bank on Sunday, the 29th of September. Northbound traffic, again, this is Highway 27, not Dayton Boulevard, but Highway 27. Northbound traffic will have one lane closed, and southbound traffic will be entirely closed at Highway 153. So please anticipate heavier than usual northbound and especially southbound traffic on Dayton Boulevard most of the day on Sunday, the 29th of September. Once Ironman puts out their official messaging, we will pick that up and share it widely across our platforms. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Granum. We have one item of unfinished business, ordinance number 24-1264, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and maps of this city to rezone property located at 5011 Dayton Boulevard from C1 Commercial to C3 Neighborhood Commercial, second and final reading. Director Johnson.
Good evening, thank you. The owners of 5011 Dayton Boulevard, which were Anthony and Martha Chipwood, along with the applicant, Mr. Gordon Holden, he is the general contractor, were in attendance at our last meeting, which was on first reading and the public hearing. They were here to support their request to rezone the property from C1 to C3 for his intended use of residential townhomes. The Planning Commission did consider the rezoning request at their July 24th meeting and were unanimous in their recommendation to support the rezoning, but they did express concerns for density. The preliminary site plan that was attached to the ordinance also includes new sidewalk connectivity along Dayton Boulevard to the existing sidewalk at Hartman Hills, and will also include the necessary conduit for installation of light poles to maintain that harmony of street lighting. Furthermore, the plan does include new sidewalk installation along the property line along Holiday Lane. So we will be adding more connectivity, which is again one of our goals to bridge some of these gaps that we're finding across the city. Planning staff has reviewed and is support of the rezoning request. The current zoning of C1 allows residential uses, but only a single family detached. Therefore, the proposed C3 commercial neighborhood rezoning would allow the townhome as provided in the site plan. Given the size of the parcel being just over half an acre, the proposed 7 attached townhomes with adequate parking and the required landscaping buffers is deemed an appropriate density for the site. Thus, it would eliminate the Planning Commission's concerns regarding density and potentially hinder development of the site should the proposed development fall through. So again, it is on your agenda tonight for a second and final reading with staff recommendation as presented.
Thank you very much, Director Johnson.
Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
We have a motion from Commissioner Phillips. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Any further discussion? Any comments from the residents present? Okay. If there's no more comments, then Ms. Sheldon, will you please call the vote for us?
Mayor Holly Berry,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Stephanie Dalton,
Yes.
Commissioner Jamie Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Pete Phillips.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries on second and final reading. We're excited to have some new, hopefully accessible, achievable homes for sale in Red Bank in the near future, and sidewalk.
Does he have anything you'd like to?
Would you like to add anything?
Would you
sir?
like to?
No pressure.
Yeah, thank you.
We're
We're excited to get going, so we appreciate your support.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, for new business today, we'll start with resolution number 24-1733, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, authorizing the purchase of a replacement swimming pool cover for the Red Bank Community Pool in the amount of $18,700 from Pinnacle Pools and Spas. Director Tate.
Thank you, Mayor. Commissioners, this is a request from the Public Works Department for a new swimming pool cover for the Red Bank Community Pool. The Robert Kenneth Buchanan Red Bank Municipal Swimming Pool. And I didn't realize that it had been given an official title, but in the previous resolution, it was named the Robert Kenneth Buchanan Red Bank Municipal Swimming Pool. And we appreciate Ken Buchanan. He does a fantastic job. Let me say that going forward. He has every intention of keeping that pool active and training the youth in our community for swimming and competition going forward. But this is to request the purchase of a replacement cover for the pool, which is about a $200,000 investment in previous years to keep it maintained and keep it in working order. This was a budgeted item for $18,700 from Pinnacle Pools and Spas. And they requested that we also include a 10% contingency, you will see listed in the resolution, for unknown miscellaneous expenses that they may discuss.
Well, we talked about a little bit in the work session that back in 2016, the same pool cover that we're now replacing cost $21,000. So even with a 10% contingency, we'd still be below what we paid 8 years ago, which is pretty remarkable.
That is correct.
All right, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll move.
We have a motion from Vice Mayor Dalton. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Any further discussion? Any comments from the residents present? If there's no more comments, we'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is resolution number 24-1734, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, to proclaim September 17th, 2024 as National Information Technology, IT, Professionals Day. Mr. Granum.
Thank you, Mayor and Commissioners. I'll set up a little bit, and then if you will allow me, Mayor, I'll address. So within the city, we have our CIO, Chief Information Officer, Dan Seymour, also known as Chief of Police Dan Seymour. And I just want to tell you a little story about that. It turns out that if you rise to the level of being a chief of police in today's law enforcement world, you understand technology like few other industries. You wear the technology, you understand mobile technology, you understand integrating with other agencies' technology. And so to be a chief of police, you have to be some version of a CIO. And so we said, let's make him the CIO, and we've been so much better for it. I appreciate the commission allowing us to dual hat him in that way. And then the demand, for a city our size to have somebody who's devoted full time at a very sophisticated level, the commission supported us onboarding Stacy Bradley Rump, and she is just a complete superstar. And so that recognizes her as our IT manager. And then lastly, I really need to give a shout out to RJ Young, who does a lot of work behind the scenes to back up our data and to troubleshoot devices. And so a lot of the hands-on day-to-day churn, they handle it, and they handle it very well, very professionally. We're very well served by them. They're very state-of-the-art with respect to cybersecurity and backups. And so we can rest assured that our information technology is being handled by professionals. In the run-up to this meeting, I was also chatting between the work session, and several members of the audience are IT professionals in their own right. So we have a couple of IT superstars in the house, and I don't want to call anybody out, but they appreciated the commission recognizing the importance of IT as an industry, and not just the city staff.
And you used an acronym to refer to Ms. Bradley Rump's position, RSI? Or
she is an IT manager.
Okay.
Yes, information technology manager.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Whereas National IT Professionals Day was created in 2015, that just speaks to how new all this is, and is celebrated on the third Tuesday of September each year. And whereas it is with acknowledgement and appreciation of the technical experts, network engineers, system administrators, database administrators, business systems analysts, GIS analysts, and service desk technicians who ensure our networks, applications, tools, technology, and information are kept secure, ensuring technical processes, systems, and devices operate smoothly. And whereas the city supports the skilled work of IT professionals to strengthen community communication and resiliency, connect people with technology and each other, and promote and provide opportunities for healthy living, equity, and sustainability. And whereas National IT Professionals Day recognizes the importance and benefits of IT professionals as an integral role in enriching the lives of our community members, securing a desirable place to live, work, play, and visit, And whereas the city of Red Bank's IT professionals oversee the management of the city's IT and technology needs for 82 full-time employees, including 75 computers, 7 servers, and all peripheral devices, including printers, copiers, and monitors. And whereas the city's IT staff also manage the audiovisual devices and various phone systems for city functions. And whereas the most important part of this day is taking the time to thank the IT professionals who make modern life easier for all of us. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, that September 17th, 2024, and every third Tuesday in the month of September be observed as National IT Professionals Day, resolved the 17th day of September, 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. Do I have a motion to approve?
I'll move.
All right, we have a motion from Vice Mayor Dalton. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Any further discussion? Vice Mayor? Oh,
I would be remiss if I didn't thank our own professionals on staff, but also my dear husband, who is an IT professional, and Mr. Pertwee, also, who is a excellent IT professional. Thank you. You all kind of keep the world going round.
we are certainly grateful for our IT professionals, and it's a shame that Chief Seymour is not here today, because I'm sure nobody, while we are grateful for him, nobody is more grateful for Stacy than Chief Seymour. When we made him CIO, we didn't have anybody for him to assign any work to. And so if your printer was malfunctioning, it was our chief of police that was, crawling around under our desks to make sure that all the cables were plugged in correctly. I mean, it was suboptimal. And now we have, thank goodness, we have Stacy to handle the day-to-day activities and let our chief Seymour focus on being chief of police. Even though he does still have the CIO hat to wear, it's a little less heavy, I think, than it was when we first put it on him. All right, so we have a motion and a second. Any comments from the residents present?
I do have a little something there. Great Tweet 120 Sweetland Drive. I actually wrote something down for once. Thank you for recognizing today as Information Technology Professionals Day. It means a lot to me because it's not only my birthday, but I'm also an aspiring IT professional myself. While many people think of IT as Chief Seymour fixing computers, it's really much more than that. IT is about leveraging data to make processes more efficient, communication clearer, and ultimately save money and resources. For example, Red Bank uses technology platforms for collective purchasing and managing work orders, both of which have helped save taxpayer money and streamline operations. I believe there's even more potential for Red Bank to harness IT as a tool for community benefit. Chattadata, the city of Chattanooga's open data platform, was developed as part of the city's broader initiative to promote transparency, civic engagement, and data-driven decision-making. The platform was launched to provide public access to a wide range of data sets collected by various city departments, including information on public safety, transportation, finance, permits, and other community services. I see an opportunity for Red Bank to create a small board focused on data enablement. While we can't replicate Chattanooga's Chattadata platform, we can always explore ways to use data more effectively for decision-making and community engagement. I would be very interested in serving on such a board, and I believe others would too. Red Bank already has benefited from citizen involvement like that art board, beautification project, and Don's contribution to the native plant ordinance. These examples show that we are eager to help improve our city. Thank you for creating opportunities like the Citizens Advisory Board, which allow residents to contribute meaningfully. I encourage the city to continue leveraging our talents and our energy. I'd like to not only thank staff for the recognition this evening, but also extend an invitation to collaborate. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Happy birthday, Mr. Petrie. All right. Any other comments? Okay. If there are no more comments, then we'll call the vote. Everybody in favor? Aye. Anybody opposed? I hereby declare today, National Information Technology Professionals Day. Next item of business is resolution number 24-1735, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending resolution 23-1561, appointing up to 10 members to the City of Red Bank Public Arts Citizens Advisory Board. Director Johnson.
Thank you. Taylor was present this evening during your work session. I think she had an opportunity to say hello to each one of you. We appreciate her attendance. She, again, is a resident of Red Bank. She does bring to the art board over 15 years' experience as a fellow artist and a creative professional. Her appointment will fill the remaining vacancy, which will bring the board to its full membership. As you know, they are very active in putting out RFQs, just gathering information, particular projects. More so, it helps us put a finger on what type of cost are we looking at. So again, having another professional artist on board also helps with that endeavor.
I did notice we just had our utility box art installed. So our first public art project is out in the world.
Yes.
And I just saw then that last day or two, we have a public call out for a mural now.
Yes, the board did recommend to move forward with an RFP for a mural project over at Kids Corner. The existing facility, it's the fluted block face structure. So we're gathering some information as to what could that look like and what would that undertaking involve. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, maybe a month or so, we'll have something back before you to be a little bit more informative.
Well, they're just rolling right from one project into the next. That's great progress.
Yes, I will say some heavy lift internal to staff to kind of get these momentums going. But
This
Tracy-
particular staff.
Yes, structure and transparency is always important to me. But as we've gotten them rolling, especially with Tracy's help as city recorder and our city attorney, to really start putting some templates together for our RFP processes. That way we have that transparency and we have a system in place. So it does make it a little bit easier to get those things going when we already have a format for other boards to follow. That is cohesive with not only statutory requirements, but public policy.
Excellent. Well, do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll move.
We have a motion from Vice Mayor Dalton. Do I
I'll
hear-
second my neighbor.
We have a second from Commissioner Phillips. Any further discussion? Taylor is, as I mentioned in the work session, supremely overqualified for this position. So we are just very excited for her interest in contributing her valuable expertise to the city as a volunteer, no less.
And if I may, Mayor, this is one of those things that we got 10 members on this staff right here. This is many hands lighten the load right here. And this is all volunteered, but this is citizen engagement, which I know you two are really passionate about. And so, you know, it's just, to me, it's like the proof is in the pudding. I'm proud as I've birthed it myself. Yeah.
Having a full contingent of 10 volunteers on the Citizen Advisory Board is a great feat. And I think several of our boards are full, or very nearly.
It's my understanding.
Yeah. So we are grateful to all of our citizen volunteer board members across all of our many boards. It really does.
I mean,
it helps the city move forward in a way that we couldn't do. We just couldn't do it without them, frankly.
Yeah.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any comments from the residents present? If there's no more comments, we'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Welcome, Ms. Kinzer, to the Public Arts Citizens Advisory Board. Next, last item for a vote today is resolution number 24-1736, a resolution of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, to proclaim September 26th as National Human Resources Professionals Day. Mr. Graham.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I wish that Tracy Perry were here with us tonight, but I will buy her a cup of coffee on the 26th of September for sure. So who we're talking about here really is Tracy Perry, our city recorder, and she wears so many hats I lose count. HR is one of the most important, and she is also our risk manager. And those are really separate industries and ecosystems with credentialing and continuing education and workshops and networks all unto themselves. For example, she just went to the Public Entity Partners Risk Management Symposium a couple of weeks ago, and now we're recognizing her as an HR professional. And
Neither of those certifications has anything to do with her CMFO that she's working on right now.
She is at CMFO this evening in her capacity as the Director of Administration and Finance. And of course, she's hit it out of the park for many years as city recorder. Tracy is amazing. And this recognizes, from my perspective as city manager, one of her most important duties, and that is our most precious resource is our human resource. Whereas the Human Resources Department is instrumental in recruiting, selecting, resourcing, and retaining quality staff in support of providing excellent services for all residents. And whereas Human Resources plays a key role in fostering satisfaction and loyalty among employees by allowing for professional growth and development and keeping employees informed about policies, working conditions, compensation, and benefits. And whereas Human Resources monitors and manages current and future workplace trends, organizational culture, legal and legislative trends, and ethical and social responsibility. And whereas the City of Red Bank's HR professional has onboarded an average of 14 new hires per year and offboarded an average of 7 employees leaving employment per year, increased life insurance coverage for all employees and their dependents, added long-term disability for all employees, and other changes such as text care over the last 3 years in furtherance of the city's goal to be an employer of choice. And whereas Human Resources is an important part of municipal leadership and is vital to the overall productivity and efficiency of the municipality's workforce. Now, therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, that September 26th, 2024, and every September 26th be observed as Human Resources Professional Day throughout the city. Resolved the 17th day of September 2024.
Thank you, Mr. Granum.
Thank you, ma'am.
Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll move.
We have a motion from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Vice Mayor Dalton. Any further discussion? Just a big thank you to Miss Perry.
Huge thank you.
She has, from my perspective, been with us all the way. Because she started as city recorder, I think the very same meeting that I started as mayor, and that Vice Mayor started, and Commissioner Pete Phillips, actually. And she predates Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey and Wilkinson. So as far as this board is concerned, Tracy is the city recorder. And we are, of course, most grateful also to Miss Ruthie Rohan, who preceded her. But Tracy is also our first HR professional, certified HR professional, to my knowledge, that the city has ever had on staff. So that's an invaluable service. I don't see how we ever did without it.
Well, we dodged a lot of liabilities, what we done. To be honest with
And I think every now and then there's
Yeah.
some we didn't dodge
you. Yeah.
along the way. So having that HR professional in place is another not only best practice, but protective measure from the city from a liability perspective. Any other comments? Any comments from the residents present? If there's no more comments, we'll call the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Now is the time for citizen comments for items not on tonight's agenda. Mr. Grenham?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time for citizen comments. Please observe these rules. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, and the city recorder will operate the timer. Please respect her direction and conclude any comments if time expires. Comments should be addressed to the board as a whole and not to a particular commissioner, city staff, or the audience. The commission is here to listen, not to respond or engage in back and forth. So please do not expect a reply during public comment. At this time, citizens are invited to the podium. Please begin by stating your name and address.
Okay. If there are no more comments, then do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So move.
We have a motion from Commissioner Phillips. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second from Vice Mayor Dalton. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Still so early. There's so much time.